gentlemen, welcome back to the garage. Today we have a review of the 1750 PSI Portland electric power washer from everyone's, I hate to sound like a cartoon, but arch nemesis, Harbor Freight. Alright, so let's check this thing out. First, let's look at this spray nozzle. The adjustment on it moves very easily, very smoothly. The only thing I could say I didn't like about the spray nozzle on the machine is if you put the spray nozzle down and you pick it back up again, it will lose adjustment. The soap container works perfectly. I don't see any reason why I would need to go out and spend the money on a soap cannon. Not when this one works as well as it does. There is quite a bit of pressure with the soap coming out of there. However, it doesn't use a lot of soap. Now, the rest of the machine works really, really well. And I really didn't find a whole lot that I didn't like about the machine, other than the plastic hose that goes from the machine to the spray nozzle. But that's just the nature of plastic hose. It tangles very easily, and it doesn't really take much to tangle it up at all. I think the company should have used maybe a rubber hose for that. Now, I don't know if rubber hose would withstand the pressure that the plastic hose does, but it certainly would have been a better choice because rubber hoses are generally easier to coil up and whatnot. Now, I figured that this video clip was pretty fitting because this was the last time I would ever wash this car. This 2007 Saturn Vue was a really good car for us. And I'm washing it for the last time because the car actually went to my youngest daughter. She took that after my wife got her new Hyundai Santa Fe. But anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand here. The machine works really good. I don't really have any complaints about it. It worked so good that day I decided to break out my boat and wash that too, but I ended up doing that at a different day. For washing the boat, I think 1750 PSI was probably a little bit too much for the bed liner that is inside the boat on the flooring and whatnot, because it did peel up a little bit. But that's probably not the fault of the machine. That's just the shitty bed liner that is inside the boat. But anyway, I'm washing this boat up because it's up for sale. The only reason I'm selling it is I just don't really use it much. Especially during this COVID time that we're going through right now. I just really haven't had a whole lot of opportunities to get out and use it. And if somebody else can use it, why not sell it, right? It's better than it just sitting in the garage collecting dust. But the machine worked really good for cleaning this aluminum also. I didn't have any complaints for that at all. The only thing that was really on it really was a thick layer of dust, but it cleaned off a lot of the just the dull boat isn't so dull anymore. It just cleaned a lot of that oxidation off of the aluminum. But anyway, I think it's a good machine, and I can't really argue with the price. Alright, so here's where it gets interesting. It's the opinion of the product. Oh man. Just remember, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Alright? What's my opinion of this machine? It works. It does its job. You know, it's a good machine. There is one thing I would probably change or would have liked to have seen that they did something different, and that would be this hose right here on this nozzle. This thing, this plastic hose, I hate it. It's a pain in the ass to work with. It's sad when you're pressure washing your car or whatever, and you go to move, and the hose just coils up on itself and it like tangles. I don't know. I can't. It's hard to explain. It's just I don't like this plastic hose. This plastic hose is trash. But other than that, the switch works good. You know, this soap canister works good. I've seen a lot of guys go out and spend the extra money for a soap cannon for these Portland machines. You don't need it. This works just fine. You know, my whole purpose for buying this machine is because, hey, look, I'm a regular guy. Okay? Go to work, come home, pay bills, do projects, but time and money is definitely a factor. Okay? If you're spending a lot of money on your tools and you don't have money to complete the projects, what good is it? Right? So I am pretty sensible about things most of the time. You know, I would rather put out quality work for projects and spend a little less on tools. Sometimes, not all the time. There's times where, you know, buying the expensive tool is very necessary. But, you know, as far as this Portland 1750 PSI machine goes, it works very well. Very well. And you know what? I mean, I could have went out and I could have bought something a little bit more expensive, or I could have went out and bought a gas power one as opposed to the electric. You know, and would I have gotten more pressure from the gas? Of course, I would have gotten more water pressure from the gas machine. But I don't need it. It's all about what your needs are as far as the tools you buy. You know, there's people that are going to watch this review and they're going to cry and bitch and complain. Oh, but it comes from Harbor Freight. Of course it does. Okay? That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad machine, because Harbor Freight has stepped up their game when it comes to tools. Whether they're electric or hand tools. It doesn't, you know, they've stepped up their game a lot. I've had people tell me that professionals don't use Harbor Freight tools, and that is bullshit. Bullshit. Because I know professional mechanics that use Harbor Freight tools. It's not about the quality of your tools. It's about the quality of your work. Period. And, you know, this machine coming from Harbor Freight doesn't take away from the fact that it's a good machine. The one thing I did see in reviews was they said that this hose connection, this brass hose connection right here at the back of the machine, oh, it leaks. Okay? It's probably just the little rubber gasket in there. That's all it is. You replace the rubber gasket and you make sure that the hose is tight enough. You know, you gotta tighten this thing up. You gotta make sure that it's getting all the water. No water's leaking. I don't know if the person in that video or the guy in that video made sure that that little rubber gasket was good and the hose was tight, but mine has never leaked. It has never, ever leaked. But it's a good machine. And, you know, it's just an opinion. But, as I said, everybody's got an opinion. Would I recommend this machine? I don't know. I'm not a professional. I think that recommendations of products should come from professionals, not people on YouTube. Check it out. Buy it. You know, find somebody that has one so that you can actually use it. But it's worth $100 to me. If this thing lasts a year, I've gotten my money. As a matter of fact, I've had this thing for 8 months, and I've used it so much that I've probably already got my money out of it. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know, if you don't mind going to Harbor Freight to buy tools, this is the machine for you. There's people out there, oh, it comes from Harbor Freight and it's junk. Okay. Yes, in the past, Harbor Freight did sell junky-ass tools. You know, I have to admit that. But they have stepped up their game with their tools. You know, all in all areas, electric and hand tools. You know, they've stepped up their game quite a bit. But the same people that'll tell you that Harbor Freight tools are trash, those same people will go on Amazon and buy everything for their house from Amazon. What does Amazon and Harbor Freight have in common? They both sell Chinese crap. Period. They both sell Chinese products. You know, and that's the way it goes. But that's just a matter of personal opinion. Take it or leave it. That's the way it goes. It's a good machine. So I would check it out. I had heard rumors that they were going to discontinue this thing. But I've since called Harbor Freight myself and asked them about it, and they said that this machine is one of... Alright guys, so if you're not already subscribed to this channel and you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And punch the bell in the face for notifications, and you'll see the next video. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for spending the time with me today to go over this 1750 PSI Portland power washer. Take it easy guys. We'll see you next time.